Hi, this is Suzanne Williams with Essential Oil Health Matters and Living the Wholesome Life. And today is day 11, I'm sorry, today is week 11, day 4 of our positive, peaceful growth journey. And every single day we are doing a positive shout out and just sharing some of our thoughts on some of the affirmations that are coming from Dr. Susan Lawton's Positive Peaceful Growth Calendar that you can buy at Aroma Tools or Oil Life. And I hope, first of all, I hope you had a really happy Thanksgiving yesterday. As we're filming this, it's now the day after Thanksgiving. So we took Thanksgiving off. I think everyone should just take Thanksgiving off to be with their family and friends. Well, I guess maybe not everyone. I'm definitely thankful for all the emergency workers and, everyone who does the essential things on Thanksgiving. But I do hope that they are able to take a holiday off later, very soon, to be with their family and friends. Anyway, okay, so the affirmation for this week is I am reigniting my creativity. And I hope that you were able to create a beautiful, happy, loving Thanksgiving yesterday. I hope that whenever you're watching this video, I hope that whatever you were trying to create, you know that you can reignite your creativity. If you come to a writer's block, or if you come to, if you have a problem to solve and you're just like, I just don't even see a way around this, God gave us our minds, and there are an infinite number of solutions to different things. So, I'm very thankful that God gave us the gift of creativity. Okay, so I wanted to tell you about and really talk about today's affirmation, which is I am happy when decluttering the junk drawers, or my junk drawers. And I'm sure everyone has things in our lives that aren't as organized as we want, whether it's a drawer or a cabinet or a closet or a purse or whatever it is. And when we get a little bit more organized and get rid of the things in our life that aren't serving us, we actually feel so much better. And so I just wanted to spend a little bit of time talking about this. Now, my daughter Portia introduced me to a site on the internet. I saw it through YouTube. Basically breaks down people's organizational styles into 4 different things. And so you could go to the Clutterbug YouTube channel, or she actually has her own channel. I've never been to this one. I usually just go through YouTube, but she actually has her own site called Clutterbug TV. Anyway, so you can look it up that way too. But I just wanted to introduce you to 4 different types of organizational styles. And she breaks them into bugs, which I think are super cute. The first one is a butterfly. And a butterfly is super visual, and they kind of like to go from project to, well, they like to see everything, so they don't really like to put anything away. And so they're kind of spreaders, because what they use and see just kind of stays in their environment. And so one of her things that she was talking about is, if you are a butterfly and you really like to see your things, that you should organize in different ways that let you see your things. Now, I'm a person who really likes to see my things, and so I am definitely part butterfly. And so what I do in my closet behind me, I have, which has like a lot of our gloves and our hats and our scarves for winter, because we live in Utah. So in Utah we have, depending, but it can be like 6 months of winter sometimes. I mean, winter only lasts for 3 months, but it just depends on how cold it is, right? So we definitely like to keep the scarves and hats and gloves handy. And so in the past, I've had them in like those kind of square bins that you can buy at Target Walmart or wherever you buy them, and but they were opaque, and so you couldn't really see what was in them, and I didn't like that. I didn't like not being able to see what was in them. I'm super visual, and so I replaced them with the clear containers with anyway. I love the clear containers. I love it that I have actually lids on mine too, although I don't even know her name who does Clutterbug. But anyway, the woman from Clutterbug says that if you have a problem putting your things away, don't put lids on your bins. So I'm going to be thinking about that. But sometimes we have a lot stuffed in our bin and we want to keep it all in one place, so we kind of have to keep a lid on it to make it so to fit, because we have, you know, scarves and gloves and hats. Anyway, so we have those different things for scarves, gloves, and hats in the closet behind me, and then they're labeled scarves, hats, gloves, and anyway, so that's one of the things that I do, and it helps me feel so much more happy. Like when I look at my closet now, I'm like, oh my, I am organized. I can, like when we need a glove, oh, don't worry, just get the glove thing down. Need a scarf, need a whatever, hat. It makes it super easy to get outfitted for winter. And so that's just one of the things that I do that is a little bit more visual. And also I wanted to point out this. Okay, so I got this, it was actually like at an Asian store in Portland, Oregon, when I went on a trip with my husband there. And we were just looking around at this Asian store, which was kind of like a container store, but it was also, it had paper and a lot of different pens in it. So it was kind of really fun. Anyway, can't even remember the store, else I'd give it a shout out. But I love seeing my things. And so this is my makeup. This is kind of all I use. I don't use a ton of makeup. And anyway, so I like having something clear. So if you're like me and you like seeing your things, but you like being organized, this has like a little pocket in it where I can totally just organize the two. I usually use just two different shadows on of eyeshadow, so I can just keep my eyeshadows there. I can totally see everything that I have in here, you know, like two little lipsticks, whatever, and it works really, really good for me. Anyway, so if you're a visual person and you like seeing your stuff, don't buy things that you can't see through, because you're gonna probably like it more if you can see through it. Okay, those are just, oh, and she was saying too, if you are a butterfly, take the doors off your closet. And we actually did this for a project. We took the doors off one of my closet, and then I've just never really put them back on, because honestly, I love seeing my stuff. I love seeing that my dresses are organized or whatever. I love seeing it. So anyway, just a tip that she had. Also, and if you're more of a butterfly type of personality, you like to see things, she's saying get hooks. Hooks are really, really good because they allow you to see things a little bit quicker and put things away a little bit quicker. Okay, so the first type of bug was a butterfly, and the second one was a cricket. And crickets are the super organizers. Like they like to put things in alphabetical order. They like to make sure that all their papers are stored in a very meticulous system. And so the problem with crickets is that they are perfectionists a little bit, and so they don't want to put things away until they can put it away all perfectly right. And so they tend to get piles all over, because they have a pile of this that they want to get organized, and then a pile of this that they want to get organized. And she was saying, crickets, you just got to start listening to like that Frozen song, Let It Go, Let It Go. And one thing that will help you is to just put your piles, like box them up, put them where you want to organize them, so that they're kind of out of sight. And then when you have time, you can organize to your heart's content. So if you love things completely organized, and there's some parts of my life that I really love organized, like I keep my essential oils organized by alphabetically, because I want to be able to, you know, just instantly be able to pick up the oil that I want, or to see what I have. Anyway, so if there's things that you like keeping super organized and you don't have time to do it yet, just you know, box it up, you know, put it in a nice pretty bin or whatever, and put it where you want to organize so that when you do have the time, you can organize to your heart's content. So that's crickets. And then there's bees. And as you can think, when we think about bees, they're super busy and they kind of go from flower to flower to flower. And she was saying that bees kind of go from they're super busy too, and they have like lots of projects going on at the same time, and they kind of go from project to project to project, but they're always like, why should I put it away, because I'm just going to come back to it. Now I think that children are a lot of times bees. They're like, why should I make my bed? I'm just going to come back to it later on. Why should I put my toys away? I'm going to be playing with that again in an hour. Why should I, whatever. Why should I put my shirt away? I'm probably going to wear it later on this week. Whatever it is. Anyway, so I think children and youngsters tend to be a little bit more bee-like, and they just don't want to put things away because they know they're coming back to it. So her tip for bees was is to, again, just put it into a box so that when you want to do your scrapbooking, if you want to do, who does that anymore? I don't even know. I use Shutterfly, but if you want to do scrapbooking, you have all your stuff in your project. If you're into arts and crafts, you have all of that in a project box, and so that you have different boxes for different things, so that anytime you do want to get to your project, it's just there. It doesn't have to be super organized, but it's just all there in a project for you, that you can go with whenever you're ready. So that was her tip for bees. And then so the last organizational style bug is a ladybug. And when she talks about ladybugs, she says, how ladybugs are so, so pretty on the outside, like red with a beautiful polka dots, but then they open up their wings and they're brown, and she's kind of saying ugly. I'm not going to say that. But anyway, she was saying that's how some people are. Like, you go into their home and it's like, oh wow, your home is super clean. But she says if you look into their drawers or their cabinets or whatever else, it's clean on the inside. Well, it's clean to look at, but it's not really clean underneath. And she was saying that she's more of a ladybug. And so one of the things that she was saying that helps with that is getting organizers for the drawers, the cabinets, the whatever, so that to make it super easy for people who just like it to look clean to actually be a little bit more clean and organized. Anyway, she actually has, so today's topic talks about decluttering our junk drawers, and Clutterbug actually has a 30-day decluttering challenge where she takes you through one thing at a time, one kind of area in your home a day, and helps you declutter it with your different Clutterbug styles. So the first day she starts with underneath the sink, and then I watched one with her decluttering her junk drawer. I mean, I'm sure she's going to get to our bedroom drawers and our closets. I haven't watched the whole thing. I actually just discovered that challenge today. I love what I do to study for my daily affirmations because it totally helps me. Anyway, so I know that we can be happy when we're decluttering. So the first thing that I really wanted to talk about, and when I talk about cluttering, I just wanted to mention like one of my clutter points, hard spots, I guess. So people in my family, they love when they come into the house to drop their shoes, right? And so some of them are kind of by the front door, and then some of them actually do get thrown into our closet right here, but they don't get really put away anywhere in any organized way. They're just kind of all kind of thrown together on the floor, which to me, who tends to be a little bit more of a butterfly cricket, like I want to see things visually and I want to see things totally organized. And I don't know that you are supposed to combine those bugs in her system, but that's kind of what I think I am. Anyway, so I was thinking, we don't like seeing the shoes on the floor, and I don't like opening the closet and seeing just all the shoes there. And so when that happens, I usually just throw them upstairs, and then they put them away exactly where they're supposed to go in their rooms. But I was thinking, wouldn't it be good if I could do something that was a compromise? So behind me, I kind of have these like accordion doors. so that you can't really have anything on the other side of the door. And what I was thinking would be the perfect fix, and I don't even know if you can do this, and if it actually gets done, it's probably going to be my husband, because I'm more the project thinker upper and he is definitely the project doer. So I don't even know if it's possible to do, but I was thinking, if we, instead of having these like accordion doors that we have, if we could have the French doors, then we could actually put like some of the shoe organizers on the back of each of those drawers, so that when people come in, they could put their shoes onto the backs of those French doors, and see them all at a glance, right? So that makes the crickets happy, and it makes the butterflies happy because they're organized and able to be seen. And that way people could just keep like 2 pairs of shoes right here in the front room, so they could easily slip them on when they want to go outside. But the rest of the shoes in the house could stay super organized, right? So that's going to be my fix that I'm going to try to do. Maybe it's going to be my Christmas present if it's doable. I don't even know if it is. But if it is, that's going to be my fix. So whatever, I want you to think a little bit as you're decluttering, to think about what areas in my house tend to be the clutter collectors, right? And what bugs me about that, and how do I want it to be? And then let's turn on our creativity. Let's do some brainstorming. Let's do some meditation. Let's maybe chat with our friends, and see what are some of our options. And then let's enlist help to get the solution found. Okay, so that's what I want to say about the clutter bug. Oh, and the other thing that I wanted to say when it comes to being happy at decluttering. So sometimes we keep things because we're like, oh, that's going to be useful someday. And so we don't want to give it away, but sometimes we keep things that aren't useful to us, or aren't useful in our life now, or something that we don't need to hold on to anymore. So when it comes to that, I think it's a way easier for a lot of us to let go of things, especially if it's something useful, if we know that we are giving it away to somewhere else. I definitely have my favorite thrift store that we donate to on a very regular basis, and we basically just keep a bag in our house that when something isn't serving us anymore, we put it in a bag, and as soon as the bag's filled up, we tie it, put it in the car. Next time we're out and about, we stop by the thrift store and drop it off, and then we start another bag. So we always know that if there's something that isn't serving us anymore, let's release it. Let's let it be a blessing to someone else's lives. And when we know that whatever we are releasing can be a blessing to someone else's life, that can make us happy. So that's my idea on decluttering. If you have really good ideas on decluttering, sites that you like, people you like to follow, ways, things that you like to do while you're decluttering, definitely put them on. My favorite thing to do when I'm decluttering is to put on some type of educational talk. I love listening to general conference talks or TED talks, or tons of other things, talks. So I like watching talks while I'm decluttering. Okay, so we are, as you know, as we're reigniting our creativity, the whole entire week we've been diffusing a blend, and it's 2 drops of Patchouli, which is the Oil of Physicality, 2 drops of Sandalwood, which is the Oil of Sacred Devotion, and hold on, let me just check Sandalwood. It's been a while since I talked about Sandalwood, and so I just really, Sacred Devotion. And then 2 drops of Clary Sage, which is the Oil of Clarity and Vision. So way back in ancient times, Clary Sage used to be a remedy for eyesight. And you guys kind of all know that what essential oils do for us physically, they do for us emotionally too. And so Clary Sage, as you would well guess, is the oil that is going to help us see things more clearly, have a clearer and wiser perspective on things. And so so today we're going to be talking about how Clary Sage can help us emotionally, and tomorrow we're going to be talking about how each of those oils, Patchouli, Sandalwood, and Clary Sage, can help us physically. So I took some notes, so I'm just going to read them to you. So sometimes Clary Sage can help us when we are blowing things out of perspective, which can happen to some of us quite often, and I don't know, we're going into the holidays, and I just think that sometimes when you're around family, it can, because you love them so much and because you want them to love you so much, it can be very, very easy to get your feelings hurt or to accidentally hurt someone else's feelings. So when that happens, I think what we need to do is we need to go back to, people wouldn't care about this at all if they didn't love us and if they didn't want to be loved by us. So if you've gotten your feelings hurt by someone, just know that the reason you care is because you love them, right? Someone's gotten their feelings hurt by you. Just know that the reason they care is that they love you and they want to feel loved by you. So let's just remember that. I think if we remember that it's all about the love, it can really help us take those little things little hurts that can get blown all out of perspective and put them back into this perspective that I love them. I want to be loved by them. They love me and they want to feel loved by me, right? Okay, so Clary Sage is an essential oil that can help us when things are getting blown out of perspective, can help us see things more clearly and kind of shake some things off and not make mountains out of molehills. Okay, so it also, when it comes back into better clarity of vision, it can help us drop judgments, especially the judgments that are not right. Like if we're judging someone by just one action instead of what we've seen them do over a lifetime. If we judge someone, if we're with prejudices by their skin color or by their wealth or by their job or by their sex or by their nationality, there's so many different ways, by what they wear, by the color of their hair, by whether they're thin or not thin. So there's so many different ways that we can be prejudiced, and Clary Sage can help us drop those things and can remind us it's not about all of that other stuff. It's about who we are. And it can help us kind of give us some breathing room to hold off judgment until we really get to know people better. Okay, so again, going back to the clarity of vision, Clary Sage can help us when we have a damaged perception of ourselves. It helps us get rid of limiting beliefs. If we have a feeling that, oh, there's something that, I can't do that. Someone else can do that, but I can't do that. Or I'm not the best person to say this. Or I can't exercise in any way, or, whatever limiting beliefs, maybe I'm not smart, I'm not pretty, whatever your limiting beliefs are, Clary Sage can help you, delve a little bit deeper into yourself and look at some of those bad contracts that you made in your life. When someone in 6th grade told you that you weren't smart, and say, you know what? No, I am smart and I can be smart. And no, God made me and I am pretty. And no, I'm a child of God and I am kind. I have the ability to be kind. As children of God, we have the ability to be whatever God is. We have the ability to be kind and loving and knowledgeable and charitable and peaceful and powerful too. So if there's something that we think we can't be that way, but it's something that we want to be, let's start using a little bit of Clary Sage and kind of kick those limiting beliefs out. Okay, so Clary Sage is also really good when you're meditating, because it can help you. Sometimes when you're meditating, or even when this happens to me sometimes when I'm praying, and I start praying and I'm kind of thinking about one thing and talking to God about one thing, and then something else totally completely unrelated kind of captures my thoughts, and I'm squirreling, as my husband would say. He's like, don't squirrel. So sometimes when you're praying, sometimes you're meditating, sometimes our thoughts, oh, I'm hungry, instead of, oh, Heavenly Father, help me on this, or whatever it is. So whether you're praying, whether you're meditating, Clary Sage can help you stay focused on the thing that you want to focus on. It can help calm your mind and kind of get rid of all that noise going on in your mind, the little distractions that are like pinging you like ping pong balls. Anyway, and it can help you stay focused on one thing. So that's another gift of Clary Sage. And so another gift of Clary Sage, and again it comes back to the mental clarity, is it helps you to connect your logical mind and your intuitive mind. Like sometimes we don't know why we have a feeling or a thought, but we know there's value in it, and there's nearly no logical reason, but we know something. And maybe sometimes we can't explain why we feel a certain way or why we know something, but we still do. And so it's good not to put down our intuition, but it's also good to make sure that we're being logical and we're kind of checking things out and stuff like that. So Clary Sage, again with that clarity of vision, can help you connect and balance your intuitive mind perceptions and your logical minds, okay? And they can help them kind of work together in a better relationship. I love that about Clary Sage. And the last thing that I wanted to, well, one of the last things that I wanted to mention about Clary Sage is it is and I'm going to mention something physically, but it's really only for the emotional support benefits. So Clary Sage is also a hormone balancer, right? And so it can be very, very good after a person's had a baby to help with postpartum depression because it can help balance those hormones. Okay, so just another way that you can use it emotionally. So next, some of the negative emotions that Clary Sage is good for is when you're confused, if you're feeling like there's just a darkness, if you're feeling spiritually disconnected or hopeless, or if you have blocked creativity, Clary Sage can help, which is one of the reasons why I think that they put Clary Sage into this week of creativity. Okay, and the positive properties it can help with is spiritual clarity, intuition, being open-minded, right? Not being judgmental, being imaginative, and being spiritually discerning. Okay, so that's a little bit about how we can use Clary Sage emotionally. Again, tune in tomorrow for when we're talking about Clary Sage and Sandalwood and Patchouli on how we can use them physically. And so the last thing that I want to say before signing off is we always pair. Every week we're pairing a song with our mantra for the week. And the mantra for the week is I am reigniting my creativity. And the thing that I'm pairing with that is the song Inch by Inch, Row by Row, We're Gonna Make This Garden Grow. It's by Peter Parr and Mary, by Pete Sagar. It's by someone else who actually wrote it. I'm so sorry, I can't remember his name. But it's one of my favorite songs that show us that even a little bit of creativity can bring a lot of joy into our lives. Okay, and the one thing that I wanted to talk about when it came to the affirmation for today is I'm decluttering my junk drawers. The song that I love to pair with that is actually a Joy School song. I don't know if you ever did Joy School or if your children ever did Joy School, but there's a song in there, and it goes, the words to it are, I'll just sing it to you. It goes, when everything is in its place, I feel so fine, and Gunny Bag can't eat a thing of yours or mine. Order, order, put your things away. Order, order, be happy all the day. You know what? When our things are put away, we do feel happier. We do. Like, it's just a known fact. So whatever song you love to put on when you clean up, I hope you have something you connect with. I actually have like some songs on my YouTube channel that I have a lot of playlists on my YouTube channel. You can check them out. But one is definitely about cleaning and cleaning songs. So if you have a favorite cleaning song, definitely put it in the comments. I would love to hear it. Okay, so this is Suzanne Williams with Essential Oils Health Matters, Living the Wholesome Life. I hope you have a lot of fun decluttering your drawers and your house today. And I hope you do it in an amazingly creative way. Okay, go and make it a great day. Bye-bye.